Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I am finally gonna tell you guys all about my college app experience. So if you've been following me for a while, you know that I am currently in my senior year of high school, and I do kind of rant to you guys a bit about college apps and, you know, it's stressful times. So today I am finally going to tell you my whole story and experience and hopefully give you guys an insight, especially if you guys want to apply to art schools in the US. Also, there's construction outside, so I hope you guys don't mind. I will also be making other videos about my whole college app experience. This one will be the first one, which is more like a story time type, so like get your teas and draw while you listen to me if you want to. And then my second video will be my accepted portfolio. I got accepted to 3 schools because I only applied to 3. So the first one is MICA, and then I also got accepted to SCAD and Calarts, and then that video will be more of a general portfolio tip help type of video. And then my third video will be my accepted Calarts video. Hopefully through that video, and if you want to apply to Calarts, then you guys know more tips. It will hopefully help you get into the school. And if you are interested, I also have my full accepted application for Calarts linked in my Gumroad, which will be in my pinned comment. Before we start, I am in the Saku art shop fit today. Yes, I just wanted to wear my own merch. So from a young age, I've always been interested in animation. I remember watching all these TV shows like My Little Pony, Steven Universe, Star vs. the Forces of Evil, Gravity Falls, Miraculous Ladybug, Avatar: The Last Airbender, just so many of these shows, and they really inspired me growing up, especially seeing all these characters go through a lot of tough challenges and then becoming the best version of themselves. Like especially like look at Aang and how he went from this clumsy kid to becoming a really cool avatar. Like you can just see so much character development, and that really inspired me growing up. So I just wanted to, when I was older, make these shows so I could inspire other people to become the best version of themselves. Another reason is I really like the communities, even though some of them, you know, the fandom might be a bit chaotic, but overall I made so many friends through TV shows, like talking to people when I was young, Pegasus Sisters and Bronies. Yes, I was one of those kids, and if you'd like, check out my art journey video to see my cringy MLP art. So yeah, and then I just met so many friends through TV shows, and I just wanted to provide the same for the future generations. So from a young age, I also really like drawing, so this is why I wanted to go into the career path of animation. My parents were really supportive of me since they also do arts themselves, and so they never really objected me from going to this career path. And I think around the age of 14 to 15, they actually encouraged me to start looking at universities. I never really had the concept of universities beforehand, but you know, my sister was at the process of applying because she was 2 years older than me, and so my parents just told me to like look around and see what was there for me. And the only school I knew back then was ironically Calarts, because I got recommended a lot of those accepted sketchbook videos, and I think I saw Mepeties and Mu Tripled, and then just a lot of them. I don't really remember, there was way more, and I just remember being so amazed by the art they did just to apply to the school. And honestly, I thought I wouldn't be able to achieve that technical level or even get into Calarts, but look at me now. So things might change, and dream big. Woo! So when I was 15, I applied to the summer program at Calarts because they do have what it's called Discover Animation, but unfortunately, you guys know what happened in 2020. I couldn't travel, and the course cancelled, but I got switched to another program which I got to do an online version of it basically. And in that experience I learned so much, and it was probably one of the funnest summers I've had. Is funnest the word? The most fun It was one of the best summers I've had. I had so much fun, not just because I got to meet a lot of people like me. I also realized I really like drawing, and the teachers there were really nice and supportive, and I learned so much from them. The things I learned the most was number one, to draw figs and do observational drawing as much as you can, and number two is to draw directly in pen to improve your line confidence. And after I learned about these two things, my art just, I feel like, really went up from there. So from this really positive experience I had with Calarts, I thought that it would be really great if I could get into Calarts in the future. So in a way, it became my dream school, but I don't know, my university counselors are always like, dream schools aren't a thing, you know? So that's that. When I was 16 was when our school really told us to start researching about universities as well as assign us university counselors. So from there, I actually started to look at different animation programs, not just from Calarts, because I also knew that Calarts was a really hard school to get into. I think about 30 to 50 people get in out of like thousands of applicants. So that was that, and I needed some safeties and other schools just in case I don't get in. So I started researching and I made this huge spreadsheet, and that really helped me know which universities I wanted to go to, and I will pull it up right now. Okay, so it was like this. There was the name of the university, the location, and the tuition, and then if it was a degree or diploma, because I was mainly looking at degrees, and then there was the duration of the program, and then the program name, because I was like, what if I wanted to do illustration just in case? So I put that as an option, and then the description of the course, and if the course had things that I wanted to learn, and then the application requirements, and then the application deadline, and then a brief like bullet points about the student life and the community there. So I think I had about like 15 to 20 schools that I put on my list at first, and these schools I found mainly through the animation school ranking, but I wasn't looking directly at the ranking, but more of the different schools that were on the list, and then I did more research from there, and I didn't want to base my school choice mainly on rankings. After I knew the basic list that I had, I also started to research more to fill in the table that I had. So I mainly used number one, university websites, so the actual website of the university, they have a lot of information there, and then second is the university social media page, and I also like kind of stalked the comments to see like what the students' reaction to the universities are. And then number three, Reddit. I mean, okay, Reddit gives you a lot of tea about the school, but you also have to keep in mind that a lot of it is biased, because mainly people on Reddit are people that have more negative emotion towards the school. So keep that in mind. And then number four is to look at YouTube videos online. A lot of students make their own vlogs just like to capture the memories, or they're YouTubers. So I look at that. For example, I looked at You Tripled and Mepity, because they both went to Calarts, and then I looked at a lot of RISD people too, but then I started to realize maybe that school wasn't a good fit for me, so I didn't end up putting that school on my list. And then number five is attending webinars, and this is really important, which I will elaborate later on. Okay, so now that I have this list, and it was I think during April to May of 2021, so then I was gonna go on summer holidays after a month, and then I was going to start working on my applications, and I mainly during the summer did my colored sketchbook, because I don't know how people can finish sketchbook so quickly, and it takes a really long time to me, so I started way beforehand. And I really recommend you guys start your portfolios during the summer. I think that's a really good time, because you don't have to worry about your schoolwork, and then you can just draw and while having a good time to spend your summer and draw and be productive. So I recommend doing that. I didn't really work on my portfolio pieces that much during the summer, and I was mainly focusing on the sketchbook, which I feel like kind of was a bad decision. I don't really regret any part of my whole experience, I guess. It's just that I was really rushed during October to November. October, I kind of had a lot of things going on in my life. Like I was shooting a TV show and was helping with the TV show stuff. If you are a longtime subscriber, you know about that. And then I also had a dance performance, and there were a lot of rehearsals, and there's just so many things going on in my life, as well as my actual schoolwork. Like I do IB, and there's a lot of work from there, and all my projects, the internal assessments, and my extended essay was due, so it was just a lot of work. So I really recommend doing a lot of it during the summer. So then after grinding for the whole entirety of November, to be honest, I got really burnt out by the mid-November point, because I was just like not sleeping, and I was just drawing every single day for my portfolio. And then my psych teacher was really worried about me, because during school I was just like I wouldn't fall asleep, but I was like, you know, like and then she sent me to the school counseling office because she was really worried for me. But I am okay. 다이저부 desu. That was probably one of the toughest moments of my life, but I got through it, so it's okay. And then during this whole time, I was also attending a lot of webinars. So there was this one I went to, which was called the Art Pod, which is art schools joined together to form this association thing webinar. And there I actually learned that you can do a lot of portfolio reviews. So the first way you can do portfolio reviews is through National Portfolio Day. They do offer it online, but I didn't go because I didn't have any portfolios done at that point. So you can try that. And the second one is called AICAD, which is a series of American and Canadian art schools, and they have this slide room thing where you can submit 3 of your works and get feedback. And then this is also free, and you can do it starting from really young, so I really recommend doing it, but you can only do it once per year, so that's another option. And then the third way is to actually contact the admission counselors of that specific school if they have it, and then get one-on-one feedback for your portfolio. So I personally reached out to the MICA admission counseling team, and I asked them for feedback. And actually during my one-on-one session, when I was showing her my work, she really liked it, and then she was just like, oh, we're gonna accept you, this is so good. And I was just so shook because I didn't even apply at that point. So that was a fun story I can tell my grandchildren, is that I got accepted to a university before applying, and that's like a good flex and a fun story to tell in the future. So that was really nice of her. And then we also had a really nice chat. I asked her a lot about the school life there, and then afterwards she also told me that because I showed a lot of interest in the schools, that I can get my application fee waived. So this is really important. So if you want to save money, is to show a lot of interest to these universities beforehand, attend their webinars, subscribe to their emails, or join their summer courses. That's how I got my application fee for MICA and Calarts waived. So maybe you guys can do that too to save money. And then the final thing she said was that she's gonna try to help me get a really big merit scholarship, which I was really happy and thankful for. So if you don't know what a merit scholarship is when you apply to a school, you are automatically considered for merit scholarship, and this is for a lot of US based schools, and stronger applicants will get a higher amount of scholarships, and this can cover a lot of the tuition fee. And I personally got a really big scholarship, and I was really grateful for it, because then I don't have to put that much financial burden onto my parents as well as for myself in the future. Even you apply to schools that may have a high acceptance rate and you think you are gonna get in, I still recommend trying your best in the portfolio, as well as other areas like your grades and your resumes. I'll talk more about that when I get to SCAD, because they also had scholarship things. The stronger applicant you are, the more scholarship you will get, and you don't want to pay that much. And US schools, especially art schools, are really expensive. So I applied to MICA on their early action deadline, which is December 1st, and then I think I got accepted January 7th the month afterwards. So there are a few things you should know about these deadlines is that there are 3 types. The first one is early action, which you apply to early and then you can get your results early, like I just said with MICA, and then you get to make the decision if you want to go to this school or not. ED, which is early decision, on the other hand, it's the same time as early action, or maybe a bit earlier, but you get your results. But if you get accepted to this school, then you have to go to this school. And then number 3 is regular decision, which is just you apply, I think, around January, and then you get results during March/April, which I did for Calarts. Yeah, so that was my experience applying to MICA, and then after 2 weeks I applied to SCAD. SCAD is Savannah College of Art and Design, and I heard a lot of good things about their animation program, so I decided to apply. And their application process was really simple, which I did not expect. They didn't even require a portfolio. You just had to submit your basic information and your transcripts, and then actually through my transcripts alone I got a really big scholarship because apparently they think my grades are really good, question marks. So sometimes other factors like your grades can influence your scholarships too, and also your resume, because I had to submit one to SCAD in order to get more scholarships. So I did that, and basically I had 2 leadership roles in my school that were all arts related, and I just helped a lot with the arts committee. So that's how I got like a really big scholarship to SCAD, and I was also really happy about that. Especially as international students, there are a lot of financial aids that only apply to US citizens, so especially if you're an international student, I feel like merit scholarship is the best way to decrease the tuition fee. So I applied to SCAD I think mid-December, and then I got my results like 2 weeks after. It was really quick because they had rolling admissions, so I was also really happy that I got accepted to these 2 schools with amazing offers. But since I already got these 2 offers, I really thought to myself if I had to apply to more, because I originally had 8 on my applying list and I only ended up applying to 3, as I said, because firstly I wanted to save time and also have a break because I've been working myself really hard for the past who knows how long. And the second thing is that I have to pay an application fee, and that's just a lot of money, so I decided to not apply to these schools. And if I didn't get into Calarts, I would go to these 2 schools, which are both amazing, and they also gave me a lot of amazing offers. And then the third application I had was for Calarts. So actually during this whole time I was working on my sketchbook as well, and if you want, my really detailed timeline will be in my Gumroad, so please check it out. So I was also working really hard, especially during Christmas break. I literally didn't leave the house. I was just drawing every single day till my hands hurted so much, and my mom had to come and massage my hand because it was just going through a lot of pain and it was like physically shaking. So take breaks, but sometimes you just really need to grind if the application deadline is coming up. And the application deadline for Calarts was January 5th, and I applied on January 3rd, so it was like 3 days before, considering I live in Hong Kong and time zones. I really feel like everyone should apply at least a day early, and this is because a lot of applications come rolling in like a few hours before the deadline, and so like relatively speaking, even though they might say it's not rolling admissions, they are more likely to be in a better mood when you're like in the first bunch of the applications, because then they're going to be really tired when they look through the rest. So that's just my opinion. I just think everyone should apply earlier. While we're here, I'm just gonna be talking really briefly about the applications for these schools. So most of these schools have a few things you need to submit. So number 1 is your online application, so just your basic information. And then number 2 is your transcripts. Usually you would send it, and then your school would also send another version to the university to make sure it's official. And then number 3, maybe an essay, and maybe a resume. It depends on the school. And number 4, which is really important, is your portfolio, which is usually done on slide room. And in most art schools, you submit 12 to 20 of your best artworks. So after waiting for what feels like forever, I heard back from Calarts on March 19th, and that kind of segues into the end of my college app experience and more to the actual college experience. Oh my god. I never expected to get into Calarts, I'm not gonna lie, and I'm still processing it, and I'm really happy, and I'm also really grateful. You guys seem to be really supportive, and you guys all are like, we're so proud of you, Veda, which I love, so thank you guys. And yeah, that was my whole experience. If you have any questions, leave them down below, and I might make a Q&A video in the future depending on if I get any questions. I hope this video was helpful, both entertaining wise while you're drawing or doing whatever. By the way, comment down below what you're drawing if you are, and also just a good insight to like how the college application experience is. If you are planning to go to US art schools, don't worry, I will have more tips in the future. And also I know it sounds like a really tough time, especially since when you're young and still a teenager, the end goal for you right now is getting into a good college. So it might seem like this one task is really daunting, but after talking to my parents and my parents' friends and other people in the industry, it doesn't just end on the university. That's just the beginning, and it's not even about the university, it's more about you as a person. So that's why really find a school that is best fit for you and make sure that you will have a good time in uni. And I am a bit nervous for university, mainly because I am leaving Hong Kong and moving to a city on the other side of the globe, but I feel like it'll be really fun, and hopefully I get to learn a lot and share you guys my experience there. Yeah, thank you all so much for watching, and if you are interested in my Calarts portfolio / full application, the link is in the description. And yeah, see you in the next video, and stay safe. Bye!